Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to A Turn of Events, where we help put a positive spin on the future of your business. I'm Annette Naif, the CEO and creative director of Naif Productions. We are a strategic event production company. We specialize in corporate, social, nonprofit, and weddings, kind of do everything. If you are a wedding or an event planner and you are looking to start your own business, I hope you joined me this last week. I did a masterclass and I offered some great tips. It's a free masterclass. It's still running. You have until midnight to take a look at it. It's how to get clients, how to close those clients, and how to price your services. Really great information. I put so much content in there. It was crazy. So get on over to naifproductions.com/masterclass. You can still get it. It does close at midnight tonight, but I would love for you guys to get in it. You can also join me over at my Facebook group, which is Event Planner Society. Let me see you over there. Tell me if you liked it. I'd love to hear what you think about the masterclass and would love to see you guys over there. Okay, I'm excited to be talking to my next guest. I've actually worked with this gentleman. He's awesome. We're going to talk about using strategic partnerships to build your business and serve your community. Bobby D. Ehlert. I hope I said his last name right. I'm horrible because I only know him as Bobby D. So we're going to find out though. Okay, so Bobby is a man who wears many hats, not only world champion auctioneer who's made a name for himself in the industry, but also the co-founder of Inspire Hearts Fundraising, co-host of A Heart of the Gala podcast, and a national known MC and professional speaker. With over 2 decades of experience raising hundreds of millions, he has a master of creating electricity in the ballroom, and I've seen him in action. He's amazing. So welcome, Bobby D. Look at from his car.
Hey,
he's a man on the move here.
I'm on an en route to a gala right
Yes.
now, and I think it's very apropos that we're speaking about strategic partnerships, because of the partnership that I have with a really good friend of mine who is also an auctioneer. He's stuck in Texas. He can't fly out. He's like, Bobby, I'm supposed to be in Philadelphia. Can you step in for me? Can you help serve the client? And I'm like, I got you, buddy. No problem.
We got to help out our colleagues, right? So you're in the car. I'm over here fighting the flu. So excuse this craziness that I sound like, but the show must go on, as they say, right? Okay.
That's right.
All right.
That's
awesome.
right.
Well, I'm excited. So why don't you just tell us a little bit more of mine? That was such a brief, intro, but tell us a little bit more about you, how you got to this place of where you are right now.
All right. Well, I, as in the intro, I'm an auctioneer, I'm a fundraiser, I'm an event consultant, but also wear many other hats. I sit on the board of directors for the International Live Events Association in New York City. So there's a lot of partnerships that are there. I've been able to meet a lot of great people that are there. I'm also a dad of 4 little boys, and they're super energetic and super awesome. We've got one who will probably be the auctioneer. The other 3 are probably going to work in cybersecurity. They are introverted.
All right.
So
big right now.
But yeah, I'm in mid fundraising season right now. Goes for another few weeks, and then we're off for a few weeks after that into the winter, and then springtime. As you know, event time picks back up. So we're kind of from one event to another event, and then get a little bit of downtime. But then it's right, once we hit that 24 middle of January, it's like off and running.
Yes, I know it's a busy time for us, and actually, you and I are going to be working together again in November.
Shortly.
So I'm excited about that. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get started. Let's jump right in. So how can strategic partnerships help a new event business establish a strong foothold in the market?
All right. This is a perfect question for me. And I'm the perfect example for this happening, the very thing. So 6 years ago, I moved to New York. I'm living on Long Island now. And I came from Phoenix, Arizona. I was in Phoenix for 27 years. I started, auctioneering there. I started fundraising there. I started my gala business that was there, and built my name in the market. Myself and my team, we've got a great reputation for being very professional, but also very energetic. And all the big name galas that were out there, was able to help serve them. But then moving across the nation to, the biggest and best city in the world. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do events here, but nobody knows who I am. And I'm just I get this all the time when I'm at galas. They're like, "You're not from around here, are you?" I'm like, "Well, no, I'm not." But I love being a New Yorker, and I love being out here. And I had to figure out a way and how to network, how to meet people, how to then grow my gala business, my fundraising business. And the best way that happened is through those strategic partnerships. And it really came from, putting myself in different networking opportunities. Like I said, ILEA is one. I've been really pushed that. That's really helped give me a leg up in it. But then also working with some other professional associations that have ties to our industry. In the fundraising and nonprofit world, the Association of Fundraising Professionals is a perfect example for that. So I attended networking events there, built relationships, and now here we are 6 years later, and I think there's like 5 or 6 major players in the auctioneer world in New York City that are serving nonprofit galas, and I'm one of them. So there we go.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm happy for you. I'm, myself moved to New York, but it's been almost 24 years. And when I started, I've been doing events for over 30 years, but when I came to New York, and I did the same thing. I started my business 14 years ago, and I had some connections, but networking just started then, right? So social media just came on the market. Networking just started. They didn't really have all of that when I was younger.
Probably still had a MySpace, right?
Yes, I think I did, like for a minute. I don't even remember. I'm sure, I know I did, but I think I was on it for a minute, and that went away really fast. And I was starting to market on social media, and people were like, "You can't market on social media." And I was like, "Well, I am. So here you go." And now it's like, it's crazy how people market. I'm all over it now. But excuse me, I'm fighting this thing. So what I wanted to say was, when I started too, you had to, that's the way to get out. And I tell my students that are looking to start their own event business, you have to market, you have to get out there, you have to get people, you have to meet people, you have to network, you have to build relationships. It's so important. Now I'm, 14 years, I've kind of got this machine running on its own at this point, but you still have to build relationships. You still have to, collaborate. I like that you're getting involved in different associations, because that's how you meet people. That's how you get in. That's how you get your name out there. Excuse me. I started the Event Planners Association for the New York chapter in New York. When I first started my business, I thought this is a great way for people to know who I am. It's a great way for me to know who all the vendors are, bring them in, and we do events, and the venues, right? So the venues allow us to do events because we bring all the planners in, didn't cost us anything. And so I ran that for 3 years until my business really picked up and I couldn't do it anymore. So it was so much fun. We had 1,000 members in like the first couple of years. We just threw the best parties. I mean, how fun is that? We have the best industry, right? So we just did that. And it was really, really great. I had a great board, 3 girls, there are 3 of us that would run it. It was really, really fun. So that's what I did. I just hit the ground, and that's great that you're doing that. So, what are some key factors to consider when selecting potential partners for your event business?
Well, it's looking at what type of event business you're in. Like what, are you in weddings? Are you in corporate events? Are you in nonprofit events? And finding kind of companion vendors or companion partnerships that serve the same style of industry. Like you and me, we're able to partner together and help a great nonprofit here in just a couple of weeks. And you are on the event planning track, like you kind of putting all the ducks in the row. And then I'm on the fundraising track, where we're able to, work side by side within this. You've got your lane, I've got my lane, and then our lanes are running parallel within that. And there's a few other vendors that are in the nonprofit world. I mean, Venues one, AV Productions also another one, flowers, caterers, all those different things are serving those types of events. So having those strategic partnerships with all of those, or on the the night of the event, we're going to meet all of those type of people. The photographer, the DJ, they're all doing different events, and they might be in contact with a nonprofit that is having an event. They're looking for an event planner. They're like, you know what? We worked with Annette. She's awesome. Call her. Or they're like, oh, we saw Bobby D, the auctioneer. He's great. You should call him. And it's looking within that realm that you're serving. The nonprofit world is, in our case. But there's also some kind of cross-pollination that can help within that as well too. I've been able to host and MC some weddings. I do a lot of MC work with corporate events to help keep that energy alive and create that engagement in the room and get everybody laughing and smiling and all of that. But that would not have come from just me staying only in the nonprofit world. But it's also, again, like I say, kind of that cross-pollination or kind of having all the lanes mixed together, kind of like the LIE or rush hour.
Yeah. I mean, it does take us, whenever we do a lot of nonprofits, which I love.
Yep.
But whenever I have a client and they don't want to get an auctioneer, I just fight it. I fight it as much as I possibly can, because it is such a crucial piece of the nonprofit, right? The event itself. You really need, and I say it all the time, I can't get up. I'm not going to do it. Like, I probably could do it. Watched enough of them and I have the energy for it. But you really can't have, your chair get up there and the board. It can't be, the executive director. They have their own roles. Takes a special person to do it and to understand how to really work the crowd and understand, like, are they giving this? Are they going to, should I raise it? Should I lower it? Whatever it is, right? There's a whole dance to this whole thing. And so I am always trying to push to make sure that they have auctioneers, because it makes my life better. I don't have to worry about, it just makes it, and it makes it much more fun. If you have a great auctioneer, it's so fun. And people, of course, they're liquored up by then and they're having a good time and they're their paddles and they're doing their thing. That's the whole key to it. But so I always push it. I think it's so important. So my heart's breaking when they don't do it, and they always say they don't think they have the budget, and it's really important. It's worth it.
Yeah. Well, and it's the one, we're kind of like the one line item that is bringing revenue into the event. And you said it the best. It's like, why would you risk the experience of your guests that were there with an unknown variable? It's like, just because someone said they've watched a video on YouTube and said, oh yeah, I can auctioneer. I'm funny. I've got this, no problem. But then all of a sudden they get up there and they do what we call the record scratch. And I know you've been in the room when that's happened. You're like, it's like, and you're like, what did they just say? Oh my God. And then all of a sudden the room is just like, ooh, completely shut down. And now that's what the patrons are going to remember as they're leaving. And you're remembering that.
I know. I've seen a couple that were heartbreaking, where they had some people that were like on the committee that just got up, and it was hard. It was painful. It was painful to watch, but it's because it's tricky when you're yelling out some big, like you're doing a live ask, and a live ask is where you're asking for money, right? So you're asking we're at a 5,000 level, or we're at a 25,000 level, or a 20, whatever. And it's crickets, right? It's painful. You have to really know how to move that along and take that uncomfortableness away. So I love it when I have an auctioneer who knows what the heck they're doing, and they keep the energy going, and people are laughing and having a good time. It's so worth it. And I think in the long run, you end up getting people to bid more, right? So,
yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. We definitely raise more money than one that doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, every time we've had one, even though we've had to pay, whatever the amount of money was, it's been worth it every single time.
It's totally worth it.
Yeah, it is definitely worth it. All right. So, and I know that it is, and I know the people that can bring in the money. So that's the thing, is partnering with a planner who knows that is really important. Like, the clients out there wondering, we don't know anybody who's great. Well, we do. As the planners who have been doing this a long time, we do.
Yeah. And I love working with planners like yourself that do understand that fundraising process that's in there. They understand the purpose of the event. And again, you could plan your own gala, but why? There's professionals like you and there's so many of your listeners that are out there that have the connections, they have the relationships, they have the experience. They've been through this hundreds of times, and it's just going to be such a smooth process all the way through. So yes, invest in your event planner. Yes, invest in your auctioneer. Yes, invest in your event professional, and you will have as good of an event as you could ever have.
Right, exactly. So how can you leverage existing relationships to form valuable partnerships within the event industry? We may have talked about that, but let's touch on that.
Well, so kind of those existing relationships that we have, it helps us to create those partnerships within the referral business. And referral business, especially in our business, is very, very powerful. 98% of our gigs that we get are from referrals, are from introductions from our partners that are there. And as you look at kind of that personal Rolodex, you're able to see, it's like, okay, well, who have I done business with in the past that I have a really good relationship? Could I reach out to them and then ask, like, is there anybody out there that, that you think could benefit from our services that we were able to help you with your event? And then it's that strong introduction. It's that, it's that very hot lead that you get. It's like, hey, Sarah, please meet Annette. She's amazing, best in the industry. Sarah, you're in good hands. And now for Sarah, who's the nonprofit leader, is working with you, they have that confidence. There's no marketing that needs to be happening. It's just that personal relationship is so powerful within that, because Sarah has a connection with me and a relationship with me, and like, okay, I trust Bobby, what he says, so if he says that and that's great, okay, I'm going to take his word and we're going to go through that. And then there's some more there's a little bit more to it than just that. You, as the receiver of the referral, you then have to produce. You do have to create results, and you do have to live up to that expectation that your strategic partner is set, within the relationship that they had from the referee. So you do have to live up to that, because now your referrer, their name's on the line, and if you come in and you suck, then their friends will be like, well, wait a minute, you said they were great and they were not great. And then now that kind of soils the relationship there. The relationship is so valuable on all different aspects.
Yeah, for sure. So what are the potential risks and challenges associated with building an event business through strategic partnerships, and how they can be mitigated? And you basically just mentioned one, that if you're referring somebody and they suck, that's not good. So I'm very, anybody that works with me, if they're not on the top of their game, and something happens and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, because customer service is everything for us. I mean, absolutely. I basically answer emails immediately. It's really sick. I think I have a problem with that, but I'm constantly, half the time, most of the times I don't have any emails in my inbox. So that's kind of crazy. But
when you say problem, I say passion.
What's that?
What you say is problems, I say is passion. You're dedicated. You want to make sure that you're providing that best service as possible.
That's right. That's the way it is, right? And for me, if I have so many emails in my inbox, it makes me, I can't breathe. Right. So I can keep on top of it. If I'm doing 6, 7, 8 events at one time, I have to be on top of everything. I have to make sure that the team's doing what they're supposed to be doing and all of that. So anyway, so what's the, potential risk and challenges associated with building these strategic partnerships?
So again, I'll kind of go back to my example of, being brand new in the city, meeting people, and looking for those strategic partnerships. And I'm asking them to put their trust in me, to put the relationships that they hold in me. Now, I may not have a track record with these individuals. It's like the first time that we met, we had yet to have a track record. And it was my first time working with you, for your first time working with me. And we're like, okay, well, we're going to have to trust each other, because, we're here at this event for a reason. And then after the results have happened, it was a great event. Then we're like, okay, yes, now I know they're at the top of the game. That's a trusted referral partner. So to have that first kind of interaction with an individual, and then someone, saying like, Lloyd, we're looking for a great photographer, and you had just met someone and you're like, I think they're great. Then you could, but then you've got to also do a little bit of your homework for that partner to, let's look at that social proof. Let's look at their, their social media. Let's look at their LinkedIn. Let's look at their website. And then we see, it's like, okay, they are at the top of the game. This is a comfortable referral for me to now, for me to now make.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's tricky. Obviously I can't just refer you to anybody, you or any auctioneer to anybody, we need video, right? So if you are in this field and you're trying, you've got to have video of you working, because you might be great, and I think you're great, and I love your personality, and you look great, and all of that. But I don't. If there's a whole dance to this thing, right? And so if that's not down, then it's really tricky. So definitely seeing the work is always a good thing. So what type of events and services are best suited for collaboration with strategic partners?
I would say any event that's out there. I mean, there's so many components that are, the kind of the ingredients for a fantastic event, and one vendor can't do them all. I mean, you can't DJ and serve the meals and host the venue and help with, the client and all of that. It's impossible for that. There's a lot of personalities that are in that, and a lot of vendors that are coming together, but then also a lot of donors, and then the staff and volunteers as well too, and that all has to really, everyone has to dance together to make that great. So it's that coordination, it's trust, it's getting in this together. We're in the trenches together, and then we're fighting out of that, and everybody gets to celebrate that success. Then
I always say this every event, and I've done thousands of them. I always say I'm so shocked that all of those 100 vendors that we, booked for this one event show up, do what they're supposed to do. I am so lucky, knock on wood, that I have not had like a major disaster on something. You always have to be prepared for like plan B.
Yeah.
But, and C and D practically. But honestly, I'm just so surprised and so proud, that's why I usually don't allow clients to bring in their own vendors, because I don't know them. I don't know if I can trust them. I don't know how they work.
Yeah.
They might do crappy work, it's not good. And so I always like to work with my own vendors, because I know exactly who, what they do and how they work and all of that. So I'm always amazed, though, that they all come together, they do what they're supposed to do, and it's really kind of something really special. We have to collaborate. I can't do everything by myself. And honestly, I don't want to. So my job is to kind of manage
and you want to,
yeah.
And you want to work with people that you like, that you trust, that enjoy the process. Like, there's nothing worse than working with a vendor that's like grouchy. Like, why? We're at a party. Let's have fun. This is good.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened where I've had a DJ that wasn't good, like was really mean to my staff. And I was like, that you can be mean to me, and then I'll figure that out. But you're not going to be mean to my staff. My staff works really hard. It's my team. It's not going to happen. And so for whatever reason, he was just cranky, and it was, it was a long time. It was for a bar mitzvah. And I just again, he's a fool, because I could get him a lot of work. Right. But I never hired him.
Yeah.
So that's what happened.
And that's okay.
And he was better on. This was during setup. So during the event, I was like, I'm not having any of that. I don't mess around. So I'll be so nice, and I love everybody, and I treat everybody with respect no matter what job they are. You got to be nice to everybody that's working. But if you're going to do something that's not good and going to cross me, it's not going to be pretty. I'm a redhead, right? Not going to happen.
Yeah.
I know.
No, I'm not taking that chance.
Yeah, I don't like that. Okay. So what strategies can be employed to negotiate mutually beneficial terms in partnership agreements for event business? So this is a good one. You have an amazing agreement, by the way. I saw your agreement. I was like, holy cow. This is like an agreement of agreements. Like, this thing is, it's a big one. But you got everything.
Thank you. Well, yeah, and we send a proposal over, and if the client is excited to really work with us, all they need to do is sign it. It's really easy. So we definitely want to kind of give them everything up front and really showcase, like, look, this is what, this is who we are, this is what we do, this is what you want, this is what we're able to provide, and then this is the price, and then these are all of the other components that are built within that. So it's full transparency. We're not going to hide anything with that. But then on partnerships, there's a couple ways that the partnerships work in the auctioneer world. This just happened this last weekend, that I had a referral from an auctioneer friend of mine who's in New York City, and he was doing an event up in Westchester last year, and they wanted him back, but he was already booked on another event, and his clients like, well, we need somebody like you. We need somebody that's professional. We need somebody that's energetic, somebody that can carry this multi-$100,000 fundraiser. So my friend Harry's like, you know what, you should call Bobby D. So then Harry gave me a heads up. You're going to get a call from this group. They're great. I worked with them last year. They've got some room for improvement, and I think you could really, really help them. And I was able to. I came in, filled his shoes, but then I also was able to create my own footsteps within that, and it was an absolute great event. So now in appreciation for that, then this auctioneer that made that referral will receive a very handsome referral fee, or kind of that referral back to them. Now, are all of my partnerships based on referral fees? No, there's a lot of that quid pro quo. There's a lot of that trust as well too that's out there, that just here just to make that connection, but I'm sure that there's those. I hate to call them competitors. I don't call them competitors anymore. I call them collaborators. So if you can find collaborators that are in your same shoes, auctioneers, event planners, whatever vendor that you are, and then are able to build that collaboration, that partnership, have that open conversation, be like, look, I get called all the time. I can't do every event as much as I wish I could do every event. Please help me let you do your work better. Because again, how many events are on a Friday night in New York City? Thousands are happening, and we can't be everywhere at once, but at least and at least if there's someone that we can make a referral to that we know is professional, that is up, they might not be as good as we are, but they're working at that higher level, then we know that whoever we're making the referral to is going to be in good hands. We're, they're going to provide good service, because we're competing against similar business. So it's a good thing.
I mean, I've had, colleagues of mine who are, have businesses just like mine, who have called me and said, you know what, I'm about to have a baby. Can you go help me on this event? And just handed it over. I literally walked in, helped, produce the event on site. But she knew that I had experience doing that, and she trusted that everything would be great, So, and it was, and we've worked together on other stuff as well. And so you can collaborate with other, colleagues of your own, and we have many times. Absolutely. And I love that. That's always fun. And if she needs extra help, she literally called me. This was like a couple months ago, and she was doing an event. She's like, I need you to sit with the the AV guys, the AV team, and basically run the show. I didn't even know what it looked. I didn't even know what was happening. She just gave me the run of show, and we ran it. So listen, I've seen hundreds, thousands of them, right? So she knew I could handle that.
And they're done that.
Yeah, but it was kind of funny. I was like, maybe you should be doing that. The event. She's like, nah, you got it down. So we ran through it a couple times, ran the slides, did all the stuff that needed to happen, and boom, we did it. It was great. It was a successful event. So it was really great. But yeah, so it's collaborations. So I've done that so much. I need people sometimes, right? Because if I have an event on the same night, I need a team of people that are going to be over to this event, and one's over at this event. And so sometimes that happens, very rare, but for me, it's I don't get that many. I usually they're made back to back, but it does happen. So it's great to collaborate. And referral fees. I do refer a lot of vendors to stuff, and so I do get a referral fee on stuff like that, which is another way you can make money in the industry. So I do agree with that. Okay, so how can an event business measure the success and ROI of its strategic partnerships?
Ooh, that's a great question. Well, any type of, any tracking that, you're going to be doing with your clients, your leads, your potential leads that are out there, anything within your CRM, and you can identify a deal. We have kind of an intake form that we, as we're interviewing clients to see if that were a good fit, we will always put in there, was it, is this the first time working with them? Did someone make a referral? How did they find us? Who was it? And then also, what is that referral rate that we're going to be paid them? So then we can truly track what that ROI is. And that's how we know that 98% of our business comes from referrals that are out there. And I have to say that the ROI that I'm seeing on the referral network that I'm so very fortunate to have built, it's 1,000% of what it is. Sure, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy, and sometimes investing to be a part of different associations or whatnot. It does take dollars. However, looking at that just few $100s for like being a part of ILEA, I know that I have already booked, thousands of dollars of business from that. Am I in that business? Am I in that association only to do that? No,
right.
I'm there to help make connections with everybody else. And I'm a feeler. I've got a guy that's like, you got to move. All right. He's so it's that giving back, it's making those connections, it's all of those things. So it's making sure that you're in that space.
Yeah. So I know you probably have to jump now because you're getting kicked out of
I gotta go. I don't want to get towed.
Oh, that's so funny. All right. So, well, thanks so much. I just want to say one thing about the contract situation, that you really need to make sure you have solid contracts with your partnerships. Make sure you put in there what you're not doing, right? Because that's important.
Yep.
So, but great, This is great stuff. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being on.
Thank you for having me.
I don't want you to get towed. I'm going to see you soon. We're gonna do an event together, and I'm excited about that. And I'm also going to be on your show, so we're gonna pick this up again over on your show.
That's right. Heart of the Gala podcast, wherever you can find podcasts talking about fundraising events.
Yes, for sure. All right. Well, thank you so much. Don't get towed. We'll be in touch. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Annette. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Take care.